Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Mindfulness is paying attention to the here and now. And for many, including customer service expert Jaquie Scammell, it's also about being open to all experiences without judging them as good or bad, right or wrong. There are so many benefits to adopting a mindfulness approach. You're less stressed over the small stuff, even the big stuff. You're calmer, happier, more relaxed, and a better person for yourself and for others to be around. Mindfulness is often achieved through regular meditation, and Jaquie explains to Chris Ashmore why meditation is so good for us.
When you meditate, a few things happen chemically. Firstly, you get a boost of endorphins, which endorphins make you feel good, and it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So when you meditate, you're activating that part of your nervous system, which is the rest and digest, and that really is a state that not many of us access and get to throughout a day. Most of us, our sympathetic nervous system's switched on where we're in more of a state of fight, flight or freeze, particularly if we're under stress, if we're under pressure, if we're driving in horrible traffic or if we have a job that requires us to be, on high alert. And so activating that parasympathetic nervous system is incredibly important to heal and rebalance your nervous system.
And for novices like me, how do you suggest we go about doing meditation and build this habit?
To build any sort of habit, it's about just showing up and starting. And I would recommend that rather than set yourself a big, hairy, audacious goal where you're going to meditate for 20 minutes or an hour a day, maybe just start with 5. And best advice I've always been given about any type of habit is choose a goal for your habit of meditation that you can do on your worst day, on the day when you're feeling the least likely to do it or low vibe or you're energetically exhausted or you have very little time. Choose a goal to start that habit that you'll still be able to achieve even on your hardest, worst day. Because often we choose goals around habits on our best days and then, we have a bit of a bump or a blip in the road and we don't do the habit and then we pay out on ourselves and then we stop doing it and it's just this vicious cycle. So building any type of habit, but particularly meditation, is just start, show up daily and choose a goal that you can achieve on your hardest day.
Morning time, afternoon, evening, or it doesn't really matter?
Whatever works. I just did 10 minutes in the car before I came here today. I needed a little afternoon pick-me-up and I've absolutely had my caffeine quota, so there was no way I was going to have another coffee at this time of day. But for me, 10-minute meditation it's the antidote to feeling energetically, tired, or if you need to sort of clear your mind and give yourself a pep up. So I'll often slip in a little 5 or 10 minute in the afternoon, and mornings are a wonderful time to meditate as well for lots of reasons. It's a great way to start the day, just giving yourself, even if it is only 5 or 10 minutes a day, just giving yourself that time before you're off and running, attention out to family, friends, customers, your staff. And if you're a busy leader or business woman or man listening to this, chances are that you probably don't have a lot of time to yourself.
Mazars is an international audit, tax and advisory firm committed to helping clients confidently build and grow their businesses. To find out how Mazars can support your business, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.
When you say you're sitting in the car meditating before this recording, what exactly are you doing? Are you counting your breaths? Are you doing something else?
Yeah, it's a great question. So how you meditate, I think there's 5 simple steps that I have practiced over the years, and this may be helpful for those who are listening today. The first is whenever you're about to meditate, set yourself up slowly and calmly. You never want to sort of arrive into a meditation sort of in a rush. You want to set yourself up, get nice and comfy, sit back in the chair, whatever it is that you're lying or sitting down on, and start slowly and calmly. And then once you're comfortable, the second step is to get really still. And so when you have a still body, you're giving your mind an opportunity to get still as well. So still body equals still mind. So get really still, avoid any fidgeting, avoid anything that's going to distract you, and get really still in your body. Then the third step is tune in. And so what I mean by that is tune into your breath and your body. And so this is about becoming, like we discussed earlier on, paying attention in a particular way with real clear purpose. And the purpose here is to tune into how am I feeling, what's going on in my physical body, and equally, how am I breathing? And just noticing your breath, maybe even following a few rounds of your inhale and exhale. And the point of that third step is to just plug into the present moment and get really consciously aware of what's happening in the here and now. It's almost like you're plugging yourself into a power socket when you tune into breath and body. And then the fourth step is start to just watch your thoughts. And that's really the meditation piece. It's watching the thoughts come up and watching them move on. We're not trying to empty our thoughts. We're not trying to push our thoughts away. We're simply allowing thoughts to come, and we're focusing on the thoughts as they rise, and then we see them go. And watching thoughts is all I do. Just keep watching them. Sometimes I like to watch where they're coming from. They might be coming from the right side or the left side, or coming from the bottom or the top. And sometimes they're weird thoughts, out of context. They've got nothing to do with anything. And sometimes they're predictable thoughts. And the whole point is to just not judge and just watch. And then the fifth step is repeat, and do that for as long as you want. I often just set a little timer. So if I do fall asleep and I can't sleep at that time, then I'll get woken up with a little timer. But yeah, set yourself a timer before you get set up, and then just keep repeating that, watching your thoughts until your timer goes. And that's really the technique.
Make it sound so simple. Now, final question, Jaquie. As a customer service expert, what are the practical benefits of meditation for those in customer service specifically and business in general?
Well, if you think about if you are a regular runner and you run, and practice that, then you're going to run further. If you're a regular weight trainer, then you're eventually going to get stronger. And so regular meditation for customer service staff helps you get more relaxed and alert more often at work. And I think customer service is a pretty tricky job. It doesn't matter what industry or how senior you are, or if you're at the front line. When you're dealing with humans all day, it can throw up a lot of things, a lot of stress, a lot of triggers, a lot of emotions. And often people in customer service roles, they're managing their own emotions to be able to serve customers. So if you can return to a state of being relaxed and calm, but at the same time really alert when you're with a customer, it's going to be good for you because you're managing your own energy and you're able to self-regulate, but B, you're actually going to deliver great service. And I have a fundamental belief that extraordinary service is often delivered by people who are really extraordinarily present, and they're just with you, and they see you and they hear you and they make you feel important in that moment. And that's simple, but it's not easy. It can be hard to do, especially if you're serving 10, 20, 50. Some of my clients serve up to 100 customers a day. So when we're dealing with many humans throughout a day, it can be quite stressful. So for me, meditation is the training to return to that state of calm and relaxed, yet maintain a level of alertness when you're doing the people stuff. And why not give it a go, right? Because it's actually medicine for you too.
That was Jaquie Scammell, founder and CEO of Service Q. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow @BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.